Hello farmers, welcome back to Griffin, Indiana, and believe it or not, it is the third day of spring. That's right, I think we've gone from like the second day of winter to the third day of spring. Winter is what we thought it would be, a little bit cold. It did not snow hardly at all. Actually, I'm trying to think, did it snow at all after I did that last episode? I'm going to say no, it did not. The snow melted the third day of winter because the air temperature was like above freezing, so the little bit of snow that we had disappeared, and it didn't snow again for the rest of the winter. I did go ahead and pay off. We had like $100,000 in the bank account. I did go ahead and pay off some of the loan, and as you can see now, we are $7,500 in the hole to start today because I forgot to borrow a little bit of cash when spring started. And the contracts, the reason why we're at the third day of spring, the first day of spring came and the ground was unfroze, which was good. And I fertilized this field right here that we were in, and that was the only contract I had. So I said, well, we'll do something on day two. Day two of spring came. Nothing. Other than the usual transportation and also the baling contracts. So I said, well, nothing to do today at all other than, help out the cows a little bit, which is just give them water and make sure the mixer did its automatic thing. And here we are in day 3 of spring, and the only contract I got available as of 10 o'clock this morning is fertilize field number 24. Like I said, there are other contracts out there, transportation jobs, which, yeah, I'm not going to fiddle with those too much. The contracts I'm kind of looking at now is the baling contracts. Yeah, the baling contracts. I have all the equipment to do the baling contracts except for the wrapper. And I may need a wrapper this season because now we got 2 grass fields. Field number 1 and the grass field that we created last year. We got 2 grass fields, and I'm not sure I'm going to need the grass for silage. We got plenty of silage. I think we got plenty of silage for another year. And the only thing I would need is hay. And I guess all depends on how we go through the hay this season. So let me bring up to speed on what the farm situation is, because it's kind of been like a whole... not a year, but a season. Like I said, we went from day 2 of winter to day 3 of spring. So we still just have 60 cattle. No births have happened. But we do have a lot of cattle that are expecting some offspring sometime soon. I don't think the offspring that we got last year, I don't think they can become fertile until they get to be at least a year old. So that will happen sometime this summer. So when summer comes, the 20 cattle that were born last year may or may not become pregnant. I have no idea, but we'll wait and see. So we still got 60 cattle. We got tons of manure piling up at the cow barn. So I'm not sure what to do with that just yet. Now, there was a suggestion. I don't know if they were talking about for the cow manure or not. But instead of using the manure for spreading it on fields, I could put down some greenhouses, which I kind of forgot about. But so that might be a thing. I have no problem with using a whole bunch of fertilizer and selling that. We did strawberries and mushrooms for greenhouse. Well, they weren't not actually. I think they're kind of classified as greenhouses, but we did strawberries on Hazard County. That was with season, so that would require water. Does it require water? And yeah, it requires water and fertilizer. So manure, we got that. And the mushrooms also will do the same thing. So instead of spreading on the field, so either basically in order to use the manure, I either got to buy a manure spreader, or I spend the money on a greenhouse and do it that way. The strawberries made a killing, I remember, in Hazard County, so that wouldn't be too bad. So, yeah, we got tons of manure. The cows are doing this fine. I think I got, like, close to 50,000 liters of milk stocked up. Now, yeah, with seasons, the cows did not produce a lot of milk during the winter months. It happens. I think that's part of it. I just don't remember. I don't remember everything to do with seasons, so it's getting, too much information in my brain can clog it up, and that's what it's doing. But yeah, we got 50,000 liters of milk. I could sell. The price isn't too bad. We are going to get paid $12,000 for fertilizing this field here today. So that'll get us above zero. But then my loan interest payments at midnight are just below $9,000 now. So that's pretty good. I think we got like $1.3 million left on the loan to pay off. So that kind of gives you up to speed of what's going on around the farm, and we just basically got the cows. As for our fields are all fertilized. They're all set. We got 3 fields in total. We got, like I said, the 2 grass fields. And did I plant soybeans? I think I planted soybeans in field number 30. We'll have to check in a minute. I think that's what I did. So our fields are ready to go. No contracts that come up for the fields in southern Griffin, Indiana. I think I did all the fertilizing on them late summer and early fall after we seeded the fields. So yeah, those contracts haven't come up. I took a journey down there just to see what the fields look like, and the crops look like they're going to be ready for harvesting on the first day of summer, which probably will be like next episode, because I'm not having many contracts pop up for fertilizing. So yeah, probably, next episode will be early summer. We'll be harvesting all the fields in southern Griffin, Indiana. I say southern Griffin, Indiana. When I say southern Griffin, Indiana, that means the big fields in the southern part of the map. So that's where we kind of stand as for that. So since it's the first episode of the first part of this year, I thought we'd try to talk about what our goals are going to be for this season or this year on the farm. The main goal is really get 100 cattle up going in the cow barn. So we're at 60. I expect to probably, maybe get a total. I'm trying to figure out how much offspring we're going to get from our cattle, and when that may get us up to 80 to 90-ish, so we may buy a couple of cattle. Contract in field 24 finished. That's good enough for me, so let's go ahead and collect on that. And yep, 12 grand. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4. I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But either way, let's go ahead and collect that. And see, we just got baling and transportation contracts as of right now. So the baling contract's not too bad. That's going to pay me 18 grand to do so if I use all my own equipment. Let me just go ahead and refresh contracts here a couple times. And nothing comes up. So I could do that contract in field number 34, but like I said, the only thing I would need is a wrapper. And that would cost me $54,000 if I bought it brand new. This is the only wrapper that I would use because we got a square baler. Basically, it's the same setup as we had on the Pacific Northwest. 20,000 liter bales. And then the reason why I would get this wrapper, because I modified it so it wraps the bales a little bit quicker. It will get the job done a lot faster. So if I spent 54 grand on this and took out the contract here on this, that's a good chunk of change right there. That means that's going to pay $18,000 towards that baler, which I may need. But I think I'm going to hold off on that because I think what I would want to do is this season we are going to purchase our seed tank, and depending on what comes up first, I'm going to guess the drill. And the reason why I say the drill is because that will plant the cereal crops, and usually the contracts that come up for seeding fields are going to be for cereal contracts. So wheat, barley, oats, and I think I can also plant soybean with a drill. With that drill, I think so. And that would stop me from having to lease a drill for one contract, and then I could do the jobs as I please because it'll be our own equipment, and our own equipment would be nice to have because we didn't really buy anything last year. The only thing we bought last year was the tanker for the milk and our self-selling station down here for the milk as well. So we didn't buy hardly any equipment at all last year. And all the equipment that we bought the first year was pretty much done the first day or so. And that's, really haven't bought anything since. So I need about $1 million in theory to get all the stuff we want. And I could just borrow it from the bank if I want to, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to wait to see how the harvesting contracts goes. And I'm going to park this right down here because I'm not going to have anything to fertilize up by the main farm. So we're going to go ahead and actually, you know what? Might as well park it right in the shed. Let's go ahead and park her right in the shed. Yeah, some of the things still got snow on the tires, which is, because it hasn't been anywhere. Just park it right on in there. Terrible backing up job, I know, but it's good. I kind of forgot my trailer was back there, but we're going to park that right here. So yeah, we're going to wait and see how the harvesting contracts goes because obviously I'm going to get, I'm going to take on all the contracts I can for harvesting because I can harvest just about anything except for root crop, which, by the way, field number 24 that we just fertilized had root crop in it. But yeah, we'll do all the contracts there. Plus, we'll get the crop off the field. And of course, if it's cereal crop, we'll get the straw and we'll bale it up and sell the straw as well. And we usually make a killing on that, which is pretty darn good. Also, in the beginning of summer, we got... How many liters of soybeans do we have? I forgot. Where are the soybeans here? 155,000 liters. And if we go into last year's market, we can see like on the second and third day of summer, right around 1,200 per 1,000 liters. So I got like 175 grand-ish dollars in soybeans sitting there. Plus, oh yeah, what did I plant here? I do believe it's soybean that we planted. And by the way, our crop is looking pretty darn good. Oh no, we planted wheat. I apologize, we planted wheat. Yeah, now I remember. I wonder how our field looks after going through winter. I have not checked on this yet. Alright, so I got one spot where germination failed. I got another spot here, and I'm not really sure. Is that just where crops died, withered? It's somewhere up here. Probably won't be able to find it, but it's up here somewhere. So I mean, our field looks like it did pretty well over the winter. Our grass fields are actually looking pretty darn good too. Yeah, looks like they just the crops just withered, and that was it. They did not make it to... The winter was rather mild, so I'm surprised it actually happened. Or I should look at it as maybe that's why I don't have as much failed crops during the winter months as it is. So the field is looking mighty good. So let's jump on up to the cow barn, the main farm, by teleporting. That's our truck. Do I have to clean it on out? Yeah, let's clean it on out. I did go ahead and wash the Ford tractor as well. I noticed after I got done doing the last episode where we were doing the cleanup, I jumped to the Ford tractor and went, oh yeah, I forgot to clean you. So I just cleaned it a little while ago. And you can see it's looking pretty darn clean. Let's go ahead and throw the silage into the silage pit over here because they don't need it in their feed trough, that's for darn sure. But the grass fields are looking pretty good. The grass is, I would say, at the first growth stage, so it's, you know, I couldn't remember when winter comes what happens to the grass. I know it sounds kind of weird to say that, but I didn't remember if it went all the way down to nothing or did it stay the same. And the winter was, like I said, really mild. I don't think we got below 25 degrees. 25 degrees Fahrenheit, that is. So, not too bad. So, milk-wise, yeah, 51,000 liters of milk. I could sell that to get a little bit of extra cash today, and I may have to. Or I could bore it out. And by the way, I probably should show you the cash as well. So, our loan is at $1.355 million. And we scroll on down here, we can see we're actually only paying $8,682 a night in loan interest fees, which is, I can deal with that. I can definitely go ahead and deal with that. But our grass field is looking good, so late summer, we will see how we're doing on products. So silage, yeah, we got plenty of silage. Silage is not an issue. Let me bring up the HUD so I can get a good estimate what we got to do this season. So I still got 347,000 liters of silage. And our mixer, because we topped it off last episode, I've gone through like 50,000-ish, 45,000-ish liters of silage so far. So, I mean, we're going to go through it a little bit more faster and faster and faster because the cattle keep coming along, or the cows keep coming up from offspring and whatnot. So the manure pile, here is the manure pile piling up. It's kind of weird that it's not building up in here, but maybe it'll backfill at some point. And I think I can check how much we got by going in here. Manure, 175,000 liters. Alright, so that's not too bad. Would that be able to fertilize our fields? Probably would. Do I have the greenhouse? Where would the greenhouses be? I may not even have them activated. Let me just scroll down. I got Alien Jim's greenhouses activated. Those are pretty nice, and those are rather cheap. 18,000. Do I have the strawberry one? I can tell right away instead of digging for it. If I go into market and I scroll down to the end here, no, I don't have no strawberries to sell, so I don't have them in the mod folder. Yeah, we could actually put down a couple of greenhouses and use the manure that way. And that would allow me to use a tanker. That tanker will take water. Did the tanker I buy take water? I think it does. Where am I going to find that tanker? Is that under animals? Yes. That takes water. Let me just, yep. The one tanker we got, it does take water and milk. So I can go ahead and do that. That's relatively simple. So where would I put the greenhouses? Well, probably the greenhouses. I mean, the smartest thing to do is put the greenhouses up here because the manure is up here, right? But I don't want to put it over here because eventually, like I said, these silos will go bye-bye. And someone did comment and said, we'll just set up course play for this. We've been over this a couple times. Course play, yeah, I set it up before. The problem with course play is being such a short run, sometimes course play can have a little bit of problem with short runs going back and forth. And I had a little problem doing like this one over here. So if you remember the silos we had in this bunker was only like half full, course play would not compact the chaff that we had in here because the run was too short. This one here was okay. So I'm thinking what we're going to do at some point is sell this silo bunker and just get like one bunker that's a little bit longer and do it that way. But I'm going to make sure it holds a lot of capacity. So maybe once we get our seed drill and planter and seed tanker, I got to make sure I say them all right there. So I stuttered for a second. Then we'll look into the silo bunker. But greenhouses, where could I put the greenhouses? Greenhouses. I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal if I put them on down here by the water. So maybe, yeah, it'd just be better if I put them on the other side of the fence. Is it flat enough over here, or I'm going to have to do some terrain work? I don't want to take up too much area here because I may put up another shed for the bales. Just to make it easier for me to get in there and get the bales out, although this is not too bad. And someone said, couldn't you fold up this baler, by the way? And yeah, I didn't fold up the baler when I backed it in, but it's not really needed because, well, we got plenty of space here. But getting back to the greenhouses, I mean, I guess I could put the greenhouses down here and out of the way. Oh, no. We got places, we got tons of... Over by the house, we got plenty of area to do stuff now. Pretty much since like the first or second episode, I really haven't been to the house. I, just speed up time and get to the night. And, yeah, go on to the next day. I never really go actually into the cabin, up to bed. But we got plenty of spaces over here to put the greenhouses. So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe we'll do some greenhouses. We shall do some greenhouses. And how about we do them now? I mean, the sooner we get them done and built in, the sooner they start making some cash. How much cash do they actually make? No, not decoration in here. And $2.50 an hour. So that's like $5,000 a day. And if I put down 2 of them, that's like $10,000 a day. And that would offset our loan interest payments. All right, so I need, we'll just say $40,000. So let's go in here and ask the bank to give us some more money here. $40,000, that should do it. Still leaves us at below $1.4 million. So, like I said, plenty of flat land here. Let's go into here, back into here, and we'll buy 1 of each. Ooh, these are bigger than I thought they were. Not a problem. It's just a matter of how do we want to do this. Let me bring this up because it may affect how much we pay for landscaping. All right, so I can see. How about we do it like this? I mean, it's relatively flat here, so 18,173 sold. And now the tomatoes. And now we'll put this one. Trying to figure out how I want to do this here. I gotta leave myself room to get in there with manure, so we'll separate them a little bit. Yep. Place it. All right, done. He did it. All right, let's get back into the Ford. And let's start using up some of this manure that we got here. I am just kind of curious. So we just spent like 40 grand on greenhouses. So if, like I said, if I was going to use a manure, I would have to use, I'm looking for it here. It's got to be here somewhere. Slurry tank manure spreaders. Probably use a modded one. So that's 80 grand for that one. So here's one for 43 grand. That would hold 17,000 liters. And that one only holds 10,000 liters, and it's 27,000. So, and they're not going to, well, they do kind of make you money because you have to buy fertilizer because you're using your own. Now what's going to help us out here is we have a bucket that holds 9,000 liters of manure, or 9,000 liters of whatever. And let's go dump it into the greenhouse. Greenhouses, and yeah, we'll start making almost 10 grand a day from the greenhouses. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but you know what? That definitely is going to pay off. I forgot all about, I was thinking about doing, ooh, yeah, a little bit too much weight in the front, isn't it? All right, and so they hold 6,000 liters of manure. So they're not going to take that much manure. Although I think these greenhouses are going to need to be refilled every day. Every flipping day. Right, let me go get another 3,000 liters. I'm not going to go crazy on the greenhouses over here. Like I said, at some point, we're not going to need to be buying anything. And we're going to be making a lot of money from the milk from all the cows that we're going to have. So I still may end up buying a manure spreader in the future. Because if we get 2,000 cattle, that manure pile is going to build up extremely quick. Easy on the brakes. Yep. Almost. Even with that big weight in the back. 9,000 liters of manure is kind of heavy, I suppose. Alright. Now. I'm actually thinking, you know what? I don't want to use our big tanker to fill up with water. Because then if I want to go sell milk and it's full of water. Yeah, so I don't think the tanks are that expensive. Is it under animals again? That's like 9,500. Is there a modded small one so I can maybe... I mean, I don't think so. I think that'd be fine. Can I paint or anything like that? No. Alright, so I gotta borrow a little bit more cash. No problem. I think we'll just go ahead and buy a small tanker. That works for me, and I wonder if I can fill it up with my little pond that we have. I hope so. Let's go ahead and buy that. All right. And I think that will snap right back to the weight. All right, so a trip on down to the store, and then we're going to drive up. You know, I'm going to get rid of this manure because that's gonna cause some issues maybe. We'll drive up to our pond that we got right over there by our silo. And I think I should be able to fill it from it. I think. If not, I'm going to have to put something else down to get water from. Which is not an issue, really. I would just like to be able to get it from the pond that we got over there. Go ahead and dump this back into here. Hopefully I'm in far enough. Alright, let's take the Ford for a little ride on down to the store, grab our tanker. Like I said, I'll come back up here and check out to see if I can fill from the pond, which I think I can. Now, I know I'm just probably drawing a blank here, but when I was coming down here, I'm trying to think, is there a place in Griffin, Indiana on this map to actually get water from? And I can't I know there's rivers going along here. Is there actually like a pond somewhere or anything that I'm just not thinking of? Is there anything up here? I really haven't been up here too much. So, yeah, leave a comment down below if you are playing Griffin, Indiana, and you know a place to get water from directly. Can you get it from the riverbeds that are going around through here? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm hoping I can get it from my pond. Well, since we're driving past the riverbed, I suppose I can just back this in down. I don't think the water... Actually, there's no water there to even speak of, is there? So I'm not going to bother trying. I mean, it's got to go below the water line to some point, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and try the pond that we put in here. And we turn the heads-up display on so we can make sure and find out if we are actually going to get water here. This pond may actually be too small, but I don't think it's going to be. The question is it deep enough? Is it deep enough? Did I leave myself a shallow area to back in? That's not what I was thinking of when I put the pond in, but... Can I fill that up? I'm thinking that pond is either not deep enough. Oop. No. Let's not get in the water too deep. Oh, you know why? Because I'm not on the right implement. That might be one thing. So I'm not getting a trigger to tell me I can fill up here. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's deep enough. I think it might be. I'll keep saying it. Fill with water. Alright, well I'm hoping this solves the problem. So I tried making the pond deeper. That didn't seem to work. So that is not a water plane that's on the map. That's a water plane that I added from a mod. So maybe that mod does not allow you to fill up the water from there. I thought it would, but it would not. So I had to exit the game, and I remember I had a fire hydrant mod that I used, I think, on Green Mountain Forest. And let's see if I pull up to the hydrant. This should work. Yep, start filling, because we use it on Green Mountain Forest. And, yep, filling up with water. Perfect. There we go. So it cost me a little bit of cash to put down the fire hydrant and dig a hole deeper for the pond. Not that big of a deal, just a couple grand. I think the fire hydrant was like $1,200, so that's rather cheap, considering what we're going to earn from it, and we'll get that money back today, just by getting the greenhouses up and going. So this will be like another daily chore that I'll have to do. If I remember, on No Man's Land for these greenhouses, I don't know if Alien Jim changed the ratio of how fast water gets used or not, but it was almost like every day. It's not one of those greenhouses that's going to go for like 2 days. I think it's just going to go for a day. So I think my morning's going to be starting off taking care of the cattle, the cows, and then taking care of the greenhouses. Alright, so that should take, I think, 6,000 liters of water. Now, I could have put the fire hydrant up here to make it easier, but I figured what we call this in America when you put a fire hydrant next to a pond is what we call like a dry hydrant. So, yeah, basically the hydrant's getting the water from the pond, if you will. Alright, so that greenhouse is up and going. And at some point, we will go ahead and do some more landscaping around here. But right now, money is just a little bit on the tight side. So, especially now that I got my idea of definitely this season, I think we're going to go ahead and buy ourselves the planter, seed tanker, and drill. I thought about saving up the cash to buy field number 29. That's the one with the oil drill in it. But I think I'd just rather go ahead because I want to start using some more of our own toys. Meaning I want to play with my own things. So I want to get my own drill, planter, and tanker. overall, like I said, beginning of year number 3 here, we're not doing too bad running a dairy farm. Only up to 60 cattle, but I think I got more cattle than I thought I would have at the beginning of year number 3. I didn't expect to get any cattle going until year number 2. And I wasn't going to buy many cattle in year number 2 either, but here we are. And we pretty much got a good fleet going. I don't know if we'll have enough cash this year to possibly buy our 3rd tractor. And I would like to get the 3rd tractor just because we're asking, when we're doing a lot of work in the summer doing contracts and such, asking the Ford to do some of the heavy lifting that, you know, fertilizer spreading with, you know, almost 19,000 liters of fertilizer in the back. The Ford is like, I can do it, but you're really pushing your limits here with me. So the Ford is supposed to be just a yard shuttle tractor, taking care of the cattle, moving some bales around, and now taking care of some greenhouses. That's really what it's there for. But now, yeah, we're going to get some passive month income coming in from the lemons and tomatoes. Am I close enough? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'll turn that off here. Is there an option at all for these? So these greenhouses you can go in. And by the way, if you're wondering how did I get the Alien Gym greenhouses and all the other things, this is, what's the name of the mod? Is this the No Man's Land Placeable Pack? I think that's what it's called. You can get that right in the Giants mod hub. So if it's not called the No Man's Land Placeable Mod Pack, which it might be, just search Alien Gym and I'm pretty sure it'll pop right up. But these greenhouses are from the No Man's Land series. But just keep in mind, if you want to see how it goes, it will take 6,000 liters of manure and water. But I think it lasts 24 hours, give or take. And just remember, I am playing on hard economy mode, so that's why we're going to earn $2.50 an hour. And I forgot what maintenance was per day. But now at least we have some use of manure because that was starting to pile up. And now we'll get some passive income, which is going to be good because I need to get some of that money back. Let's see, in theory, it's going to take about seven in-game days to get my money back on these greenhouses. But then, yeah, pure profit because we got the manure and the water's free. And, yeah, let me just go ahead and double check because a lot of the day has gone by here. Let me go ahead and refresh contracts. Anything? Absolutely nothing. I don't think I'm going to have any fertilizing contracts coming in or nothing. So, like I said, we are in day 3 of spring. And none of the field, all the fields got crop in them. I think they all got crop in them, right? I think they're all in the growing stage. Growing. Yeah, so there's nothing like, I'm not going to have no plowing jobs, cultivating jobs, planting jobs. I think fertilizing is all done. So I think next episode is going to be like day 1 of summer. And hopefully a lot of these fields down here, we're talking 9, 10, these big ones down here are going to be harvesting contracts. What is it all? No, so field 10 and 18 is canola, so we won't get no straw off of them. But you look at field number 9, 22, 19, the you know, pretty big darn fields here. We're gonna get some straw bales off of that. These up here, I think most of these fields up here were all planted in the fall. So actually, yeah, that should be ready for harvest in the summer too. We'll have to wait and see. There's going to be a lot of contracts going on then, a lot of money coming in then. And hopefully, after we get done harvesting all those fields and all the money comes in, I'll either borrow the money to get our own seed drill, planter, and all that fun stuff. And we'll start using our own equipment, own tractors, all that good stuff. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching. As always, I'll catch you again right here in Griffin, Indiana. But until then, have a good one.